Uh, Dear Dr. Barnett, I'm writing to refer Mr. Elvin, a 48-year-old what? Gentleman who has signs and symptoms suggestive of. Why do you write this?
It, it's not.
With possible anterior MI. Your further management would be highly appreciated. Okay. Didn't it say anywhere that it is an urgent referral?
In the case note, doesn't mention it.
But it says I'm sending him with a paramedic.
Oh, paramedic means that. Oh, I know.
I'm writing to urgently refer Mr. Elvin, and your further management would be highly appreciated. Okay. Do we need to say this here?
I think that yes, it is important because we clarify our requesting.
Okay. Okay. Further management.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Elvin has been smoking a packet daily and drinking 10 standard drinks. Okay. Um, the 10 SD standard drinks for 5 days a week. You don't need 4. 5 days a week. Regarding his mild asthma, he's on steroid twice a day. He's on serotype, I think. Yeah.
Steroid, I think the mention is steroid.
Uh,
Yes, you are right. Steroid.
okay. He's on serotype. And we write serotype with capital letter because it is a trade name. Okay.
Yes.
Twice a day, 2 puffs twice a day. Okay. So basically, we say 2 puffs. So 2 puffs BD. Okay.
Oh,
And salbutamol PRN, 2 puffs PRN.
we can write PRN or BD.
Yes, the registrar understands.
Yeah.
Please note, not comma, note that.
Yeah.
Okay. He's under stress with his own business. Okay. Now you have called a registrar and you're telling him he smokes and he drinks and he has asthma, he takes serotype. So, okay, why are you telling me these?
As a medication he is on.
Are these essential?
Uh, Honestly, no.
Okay. So I take them off and I put them down here. Okay. Because they're not essential. So Mr. Elvin first presented on 5th of the 5th. Now, the reader needs to go and say, okay, today is the 1st of June, that is 5th of the 5th, so that is
Possible.
how long ago?
1 month,
Okay,
nearly.
about a month ago. He reported a history of occasional mild pain in the center of chest, uh, occasional mild central chest pain, okay,
Oh, wow.
on exertion. Okay. His examination was unremarkable, with provisional diagnosis of ischemic heart disease, checking serum lipids, performing a stress test, and reduction of alcohol consumption were recommended. Okay. Um, okay. I think that at that visit, a troponin test was done and it was negative. Yeah.
Yes, 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 I miss it.
Okay. Uh, right. Now about this sentence, sometimes we have long. Checking serum lipids, performing a stress test, and reduction of alcohol consumption. Okay, you see, this is the subject.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
When the subject is too big, we don't use this structure because the reader needs to read until the end to understand what you mean. So he was recommended to, or you can say, uh, blood tests requested. Okay. Uh, blood tests were requested. Okay. And then you can say blood tests including so actually serum lipids uh, were requested. I was recommended to reduce alcohol consumption. Not that I agree with this structure, but yeah, you could, in terms of grammar, I think when you have a big subject and your verb is here at the end, it's better to change the structure. Okay. On subsequent follow-up visits, he experienced worsening of the symptoms, including upper respiratory infection. Okay. Further, uh, a set of further investigations showed high level of cholesterol and ischemic changes were noted. Okay. And ischemic changes were noted on exercise stress test. He was prescribed Lipitor, Imdur, aspirin, and anginin. Anginin PRN. Okay. And also the importance of using anti-asthma medications was emphasized. Okay. Right. Today, on the 1st of the 6th, do we need to say that?
I think that no.
Okay. Elvin transferred from a medical center with complaints of chest pain, so that is not true. With the complaints of sudden onset of crushing chest pain, sudden onset crushing chest pain. Okay, that's correct. With worsening of asthma. Not despite of, despite taking anginin, pain was not relieved. Okay. An ECG showed the ST elevation in anterior leads. Okay. Uh, on examination, S3 sound was audible and bilateral wheezes and crackles were heard on auscultation. He was commenced on O2 via non-rebreather nitroglycerin patch, GTN patch, morphine, ipratropium, and furosemide. Okay. Do we have his blood pressure?
No,
No.
no.
Mr. Elvin has been smoking a pack daily and drinking. Okay. Now, okay. Uh, now, what do you think? I think. Uh, Now, if I take this, put it here. Okay. So basically, he's come with a possible anterior MI. He came with sudden onset chest pain, with worsening of asthma, and that didn't respond to angionin. Okay. And ECG showed ST elevation in anterior leads. On examination, S3 was audible, bilateral V's and crackles were heard. He was commenced on these. And please note that is upper respiratory important?
Upper respiratory infection is important, no?
No.
It's not important.
No.
For MI, not, but for asthma, for additional treatment.
Okay. Right. Further investigation showed. Okay. Right. I take this off and see if it makes any difference. Okay. So when Mr. Elvin first presented about a month ago, he reported a history of occasional mild central chest pain on exertion. His examination was unremarkable. Further investigations showed high-level cholesterol and ischemic changes were noted on exercise stress test. He was prescribed Lipitor, Imdur, aspirin, and angionin, PRN. Okay, and that is not relevant. Now, right. Mr. Wynn has been smoking. No, smokes. A pack daily and drinks. 10 standard drinks 5 days a week. Regarding his mild asthma, he is on serotype and salbutamol, with which he is not compliant. Okay. With which he is not compliant. Okay. And the stress, no. What else? Did he have anything else?
In the case note, no.
Okay.
Okay, I have a question. Has been smoking and drinking is wrong?
Because we want to use clinical and factual language, okay?
Yeah.
He has been smoking a pack daily and drinking 10 standard drinks 5 days a week since when? Okay? So you need to say since 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So when you use present perfect, then you need to say you are emphasizing on the duration.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay?
And
So,
it's a habitual.
yeah. So this is what he normally does. He smokes a pack a day and 10 standard drinks.
Yes, I know. I know. And you share me the corrected letter.
Hello. Oh,
Yes,
sorry,
yes.
you were
I
cut off.
understand. And I have a request that can you share the corrected letter to with me?
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Okay. Right. So and it came down to 195 words.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, in view of the above, it would be appreciated if you could treat as you feel appreciate uh,
As you
or
feel appropriate, no?
appropriate. Okay. Should any queries arise, do not hesitate to contact me. Well, these are again meaningless. Okay, so it doesn't have this doesn't have anything to do with the patient or with this letter really. Um, so what we say uh, in view of the uh, chest pain and ECG changes, uh, I believe he has now developed uh, developed an anterior MI, and it would be appreciated if you could see him or admit him as an emergency.
But don't mention in the case note requesting for admitting. Mention that it's request as further treatment.
Okay.
Uh,
Uh, Basically, yeah, treatment is you know this uh, these tasks are prepared by maybe nurses or I don't know, but we usually say manage. We don't say treat. We say management. We don't send anyone for treatment. Okay.
yeah.
Treatment is not the correct word. The correct word is management, assessment and management. Okay.
این قسمت فارسیشو میخوام فقط بگم یعنی که من همش فکر میکردم اون حرفی رو که آخر نامه زدن اون خیلی مهمه اون رو باید حفظش کنم ولی لزومی پس نداره یعنی اگه اون گفته the case note mentioned that is as treat we can change to assessment and management.
That's correct. Basically, it doesn't matter what it writes in the case notes. What is important is you use appropriate language, which is factual and clinical. So clinically, treatment is not the right word. The right word is management. Management has a wider, a wider, what do we call it, scope. It means to do tests, to give medications, to do X-rays, to do angiograms, to do whatever is necessary. So management is a bigger scope word, basically. That is the correct word to use here. You know, in different situations, we have a word which can be communicative. It can communicate what you're saying. So I would understand if you say treatment, but that is not the best word. The correct word is to manage.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yes, thank you.
Um, right. Okay. So you see, you had some. If we want to score you, okay, let's see. I put a table here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And so we have let's do this. Okay. So the criteria is here, and the first one is purpose. The second one is content, and the third one is conciseness and clarity. The next one is genre and style, and organization and layout. And then the next one is language.
Yeah.
And the next one is our total. Right. So if you look at these, so what was, do we have the purpose? When you said that, you said the patient was referred. Okay, you said I'm writing to refer Mr. Elvin, a 48-year-old who has signs and symptoms suggestive of anterior myocardial infarction associated with exacerbation of asthma after urinary tract infection. Your further management would be highly appreciated. Okay, is this a good purpose? No. First of all, we're sending for myocardial infarction. Do you mention urgent?
No.
No. And so you have extra information, which is exacerbation of asthma and urinary tract infection. So you just have written refer, which is acceptable, and anterior MI you mentioned. So we give you 1 mark here, okay, out of 3.
Yeah.
Content, okay, the content which is necessary. So here you said standard drinks, that's fine. He is on a steroid, he is on serotype, so it is not accurate. Under stress, okay. First presented reported of occasional mild pain, chest pain. Provisional diagnosis, serum lipids, stress test, reduction of alcohol, worsening of the symptoms, upper respiratory infections, set of investigation, high level of cholesterol, ischemic changes, and prescribe Lipitor, Imdur, aspirin, and anginin as needed, and also importance of using anti-asthma medications. Today, mild central complaints, sudden onset, crushing chest pain, worsening of asthma, anginin, pain not relief, ECG showed ST elevation on examination. This comments on O2, GTN patch, morphine, ipratropium, nebulizer, and furosemide. So you actually didn't say this is nebulizer and this is a patch. So you lose a mark here. In view of the above, it would be appreciated. Okay. Now, what are we missing here?
I think that O2 saturation is very important. I miss it.
Okay.
And
Non-compliance.
oh yes, non-compliance.
Okay.
I mentioned that about EKG changes, MI. Yes.
Okay.
Normal.
So you lose 4 marks for that. So you get 3 out of 7. Okay.
Oh.
Conciseness and clarity. Okay. Did you omit the extra or the unnecessary information? And if you did, if you didn't, did it actually interfere with fluency and with speed and Yep, it did, I think. You have a lot of unnecessary information,
Yes.
and it does interfere with understanding. So I would say uh, probably 3 or 4 here, uh, because you didn't actually summarize efficiently.
Yes.
And genre and style, okay. And the tone and the register is okay. I don't see any problem, okay. And with factual information, I would say that at times you haven't used factual information because he has been drinking, he has been smoking. That is not correct. Also, um, yeah, okay. So let's say we give you 5 out of 7. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm being very cruel. Don't worry.
No, no, no. It's great. Thank you so much.
Okay. Organizational layout. So I'm afraid you don't get much here. Your layout is a layout of a letter, which is okay. You get 1 point there. But the fact that you haven't actually highlighted key information and your organization is not logical, okay?
Yeah. Yes.
So I would probably say you just get 1 or 2 marks here.
Yeah.
Um, Language. We had some mistakes, which was, yeah, you didn't write gentleman, I think. Um, Signs and symptoms suggestive of anterior myocardial infarction. Oh, that is very wordy, actually.
Yeah.
Um, 5 days a week, you need to put a space here, 2 puffs, you need to space here, and okay. Occasional is a spelling mistake.
Yeah.
Um, you repeated including here, and anti-asthma, lipids, extra space, anginine, GTN. Well, I think generally it's okay. It's your grammar, your vocabulary is not too bad. It is actually you use fairly good punctuation. Okay, except that you need to put 2 puffs PRN, 2 puffs twice a day. Okay,
Yeah.
so the use of abbreviations is also not good. So in genre and style, you lost some marks there. So I would say I would probably give you 6 in uh, your uh, grammar in your language. So 1, 3, 3, 7, 12, 14, 20 out of 39. Okay.
Oh,
So if we go and say to the calculator, that's nearly 50%. Okay.
yes.
So 20 divided by 39 equals 51%. Okay. So you have 51%, but to pass, you need 350 out of 500, which is 70%.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So with 51%, it is 250. So that is C.
Yeah.
Uh, okay. And to have a B, you need to score 70%. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so, yeah, not too bad.
But not
Yeah.
too good.
Well, that's a good start. Your language is good, which is very good. So yeah, that's fine. I've seen much worse than this. Okay, so what we're going to do as a homework.
Yeah.
Okay. Study 5 case notes and write purpose and extract content. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, so we only want this. The content is the essential and good to know.
Yeah.
So
As you did.
yes. So
Yes.
and basically what we want is I don't want you to write the whole passage now because I don't want you to do things wrongly and continue reinforcing them. Okay.
Yes.
What I want to do is first make sure you've got it and then you write as much as you want.
Okay, I know that.
Okay. So this is basically uh, our homework up till next writing session. So um,
And tomorrow we have a writing session or etc. or
no,
other.
I think we tomorrow we will probably work on speaking. Okay.
Okay.
So we start with I tell you about each of the skills one session. I start with writing, then speaking, then reading, then listening. Okay,
Okay.
and then we um, go on with the rest. So
Okay.
what case notes do you have?
Is a problematic task for me for finding case note because I have no access to more case note and try to find it to catch from others different groups.
Okay, uh, right. Okay, let me send you these. This is yours. This is the commented one, and this is our discussions. And then, right, case notes. Have you seen that 50 case notes or?
Yes, yes, 50 A letters. Yes, I never, I ever have seen. I have ever seen before.
Mhm. This is an E2 writing, okay, E2 language, and it's got, I think there are 50 case notes first, and then uh, 480 pages, okay. So if you go down, there are some tasks, okay.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, some of these tasks are not standard, but don't worry about those. And please, please, please ignore the samples, okay?
Okay,
Okay. Now, what I want you to do is not to do any sort of templates, okay?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm, yeah, these are some recalls as well from March 2015, and I mean some. These are again recalls. It means people have remembered these. So basically, don't stick to those. Okay.
Okay.